Sweden has one of the world's most developed and stable economies. It's a powerhouse of innovation and engineering, known for its high-tech industries and commitment to free trade. The Swedish economic model is often described as a successful mix of a capitalist system and a strong social welfare state. This means that while businesses are encouraged to grow and compete on the global stage, the government ensures a high standard of living for its citizens through public services like healthcare and education. This balance has created a prosperous and equitable society. The country is home to many multinational corporations that have become household names around the world. The main industries that drive Sweden's economy are incredibly diverse. Manufacturing is a cornerstone, especially in areas like automotive, telecommunications, and industrial machinery. Think of famous Swedish brands like Volvo, Scania, and Ericsson. These companies are leaders in their fields, known for their quality and cutting-edge technology. Another key sector is pharmaceuticals and biotechnology, where Sweden has a long history of research and development. The forestry industry is also vital, thanks to the country's vast woodlands, producing paper, pulp, and wood products. Sweden has successfully transitioned from a resource-based economy to one that is highly knowledge-intensive and service-oriented. When it comes to exports, Sweden ships its high-quality goods all over the globe. The most significant exports include Media Group, machinery in Swedish factory, Volvo cars ready for export, stacks of paper products in warehouse, Swedish steel plant at its stock at it distribute_equally, machinery, motor vehicles, paper products, and iron and steel. It's also a major exporter of chemicals and pharmaceutical products. The country's main trading partners are other European nations, particularly Germany, Norway, and Finland. But it also has strong trade relationships with the United States and China. This export-oriented economy means that Sweden is deeply connected to the global market, and its success depends on maintaining its reputation for quality, reliability, and innovation. It's a small country that makes a big impact on the world stage. This economic strength is built on a foundation of a highly skilled workforce, a culture of collaboration, and significant investment in research and development. The government and private sector work closely together to foster an environment where new ideas can flourish. This focus on the future ensures that Sweden remains competitive. From green technology and renewable energy to digital services and creative industries, the Swedish economy is constantly evolving. It's a dynamic and forward-looking system that continues to provide prosperity and opportunity for its people. For those looking to work in Sweden, there are several sectors with high demand for skilled professionals. The technology industry is booming, especially in cities like Stockholm, which has a thriving startup scene. There is a constant need for software developers, IT architects, cybersecurity specialists, and data scientists. Swedish tech companies are at the forefront of innovation, working on everything from financial technology or fintech to video games and music streaming services. If you have skills in the digital realm, you will find a wealth of opportunities waiting for you. The tech sector is not only growing rapidly, but also offers a dynamic and international working environment. Another key area with strong job prospects is engineering. Sweden has a long and proud tradition of engineering excellence, and this continues today. There is a high demand for mechanical, electrical, and civil engineers to work on large-scale infrastructure projects in the automotive industry and in the development of sustainable energy solutions. As Sweden pushes forward with its green transition, there is a particular need for engineers with expertise in renewable energy, environmental technology, and sustainable construction. This focus on building a greener future is creating exciting and meaningful career paths for engineers from all over the world. The healthcare sector is also consistently looking for qualified individuals. Like many developed countries, Sweden has an aging population, which increases the demand for doctors, nurses, and specialized healthcare providers. There are opportunities in both the public and private healthcare systems. If you have a medical degree or nursing qualifications, you may find that your skills are highly sought after. However, it's important to note that you will need to get your professional qualifications recognized by the Swedish authorities and likely need to have a good command of the Swedish language to work directly with patients. This ensures patient safety and clear communication. Finally, the education and research sector is another area with strong demand. Sweden's world-class universities and research institutions are always seeking talented academics, researchers, and PhD students. There are many positions, particularly in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, or STEM, where English is the primary working language. For skilled trades such as electricians, mechanics, and construction workers, there are also many opportunities as the country continues to build and maintain its infrastructure. Finding your place in the Swedish job market often comes down to matching your specific skills with these in-demand sectors. Sweden's official language is Swedish, or svenska. It's a North Germanic language, kind of like a cousin to Norwegian and Danish. If you're thinking about living in Sweden for a long time, learning Swedish is super important to really feel like you belong. Even though you can get by with English in lots of places, knowing Swedish will help you make closer friends, understand the culture better, and find more job opportunities. The government offers great language classes, often for free, for people who move to Sweden. They're called SFI, which stands for Svenska för invandrare, meaning Swedish for immigrants. Taking these classes is a fantastic way to learn the language and meet other new people. Besides Swedish, there are also 5 other languages that are officially recognized. These are Finnish, Meänkieli, which is spoken in a place called the Torni Valley, Sami, spoken by the native Sami people, Romani, and Yiddish. This official recognition shows that Sweden cares about protecting the special history and traditions of its smaller groups. In areas where these languages are common, you might see signs in 2 languages and have the right to use your language when talking to local government offices. Having all these different languages makes the country's culture even richer, showing a history that's more interesting than many people realize. One of the coolest things for visitors and new residents is how good Swedes are at speaking English. Most people, especially younger folks, speak English really well. This makes Sweden a very easy country to get around in if you're a tourist or someone from another country living there. You can ask for directions, order food at a restaurant, or do business in English without any problems. This is mostly because English is taught in Swedish schools from a young age. Also, a lot of American and British TV shows and movies are shown with subtitles instead of being dubbed over, so people hear a lot of English. Because so many people speak English, you can comfortably live and even work in Sweden, especially in international companies, without being super fluent in Swedish. But don't let this make you skip learning the local language. Swedes will really appreciate your effort to speak Swedish, and it will make your experience much better. It's the key to understanding the little jokes, the humor, and the cultural references that might otherwise go over your head. While English helps you connect with Sweden, Swedish is the language that will make you feel truly at home. Sweden's education system is renowned for its quality and its focus on equality and individual development. School is mandatory for all children from the age of 6 to 16. The system is divided into preschool, or, which is optional, followed by the 9-year compulsory school, called, and then the 3-year upper secondary school, or. One of the core principles of the Swedish system is that education should be free and accessible to everyone, regardless of their social or economic background. This commitment ensures that all children have the opportunity to reach their full potential. The curriculum encourages critical thinking, creativity, and collaboration rather than rote memorization. After completing upper secondary school, students can choose to pursue higher education at one of Sweden's many universities and university colleges. The country has a long and distinguished academic tradition, and its universities are consistently ranked among the best in the world. Higher education is also free for Swedish and EU or EEA citizens, which further promotes accessibility. For students from outside the EU or EEA, tuition fees are charged, but there are numerous scholarship programs available to help talented international students fund their studies. The academic environment is typically informal, with students encouraged to question, discuss, and engage directly with their professors. Sweden is home to several prestigious and well-known universities. Uppsala University, founded in 1477, is the oldest university in all of the Nordic countries and has a rich history of scientific discovery. Lund University, located in the south, is another ancient and highly respected institution with a vibrant student life. In the capital, you'll find the KTH Royal Institute of Technology, one of Europe's leading technical and engineering universities, as well as Stockholm University, which excels in the humanities and social sciences. Chalmers University of Technology in Gothenburg is another top-tier institution for engineering and research. These universities attract students and researchers from all over the world, creating a diverse and intellectually stimulating atmosphere. Many master's and PhD programs are taught entirely in English, making them highly accessible to international students. The focus on research and innovation means that students are often involved in cutting-edge projects that have a real-world impact. Whether you are looking for undergraduate studies, a master's degree, or advanced research opportunities, the Swedish higher education system offers a welcoming, high-quality, and forward-thinking environment for learning and personal growth. Understanding the cost of living is essential before moving to Sweden, and honestly, it's important to know that it is generally a high-cost country. The biggest expense for most people is housing. Rent prices vary significantly depending on the city and the neighborhood. Stockholm is by far the most expensive, where finding an apartment can be challenging and costly. A one-bedroom apartment in the city center can be quite pricey. Cities like Gothenburg and Malmö are slightly more affordable, but still command high rents compared to smaller towns. Utilities such as electricity, heating, and water are usually an additional cost, although high-speed internet is often included in the rent in many apartment buildings. Groceries are another significant part of the monthly budget. Food prices in Swedish supermarkets like ICA or Coop are higher than in many other European countries. This is partly due to high taxes and the cost of transportation. Dairy products, meat, and fresh produce can be particularly expensive. To save money, many Swedes look for weekly deals, buy seasonal produce, and cook at home rather than eating out. Discount supermarkets like Lidl and Willys are also popular options for budget-conscious shoppers. Despite the cost, the quality of food is generally very high, with a strong emphasis on organic and locally sourced products. Transportation costs can add up, but the public transport system is so efficient that many people, especially in cities, choose not to own a car. A monthly pass for buses, trams, and subways is a worthwhile investment and provides unlimited travel within a specific zone. The price of these passes varies by city, with Stockholm being the most expensive. Owning a car comes with high costs for fuel, insurance, taxes, and parking, which can be very limited and expensive in urban centers. For longer distances, the train network is extensive and reliable, though tickets can be pricey if not booked well in advance. Dining out and entertainment are considered luxuries and can be quite expensive. A simple meal at a mid-range restaurant will cost a fair amount, and a 3-course dinner for two can easily run into a significant sum. A beer or a glass of wine at a bar is also on the pricier side due to high taxes on alcohol. Because of this, Swedes often socialize at home, inviting friends over for dinner or a fika, coffee and cake. While the cost of living is high, it is balanced by high average salaries and the extensive social benefits provided by the state, which contribute to a high quality of life. The Swedish way of life often shows how much people love nature, feel connected to their communities, and keep a good balance between work and free time. Swedes work hard, but they also really value their time off. There's a special rule called allemansrätten, which means everyone can walk around freely in the countryside, even on private land. You just have to be respectful of nature and other people's property. This means that things like hiking, camping, picking berries and mushrooms, and swimming in lakes are popular activities for people of all ages. During the long, bright summer days, you'll see Swedes heading to their summer homes, having barbecues and enjoying every bit of sunshine. A beloved part of daily Swedish life is the tradition of fika. This is much more than just a coffee break. It's a social event. It's simply taking a moment to sit down with friends or coworkers and enjoy a cup of coffee or tea, usually with a pastry or a small sandwich. The most famous fika treat is the cinnamon bun or kanelbulle. Fika can happen any time of day and is a way to relax, socialize, and build friendships. It's a key part of Swedish culture and a perfect example of how important it is to slow down and enjoy the small moments in life. When it comes to getting around, Swedes are really good at moving efficiently. In the cities, public transportation is king. A well-organized system of buses, trams, subways called tunnelbana in Stockholm, and commuter trains makes it easy to get around without a car. The system is clean on time and safe. Biking is also super popular, not just for fun but as a main way to get around. Most cities have lots of bike lanes, and you'll see people of all ages biking to work, school, or the stores, no matter the weather. This focus on public transport and biking shows how Swedes value being eco-friendly and living a healthy life. For fun, Swedes have many different interests. Sports are very popular, with soccer and ice hockey being the biggest sports to watch. Many people are active members of local sports clubs. In the winter, activities change to skiing, ice skating, and staying cozy indoors. Culture is also highly valued. with amazing museums, theaters, and music places in the major cities. The government gives a lot of money to the arts, making cultural events affordable for many. The Swedish lifestyle is a wonderful mix of outdoor activities, social connections, and cultural richness, all built on a desire for balance and well-being. Swedish culture is guided by some quiet ideas, with fairness and not showing off being most important. The idea of lagom is a perfect example of this. It's a word that doesn't have a direct English translation but means just the right amount, or not too much, not too little. It applies to everything from how much food you put on your plate to how you act when you're with other people. Lagom shows a wish for balance, not going overboard and being fair. It's about finding a happy middle ground and not going to extremes. This way of thinking affects many parts of Swedish life, from their clean, useful designs to how people talk to each other in a calm way, trying to agree. Holidays and traditions are a big part of the Swedish year and are celebrated with lots of energy. Midsummer is probably the most famous Swedish holiday. It happens in late June, around the longest day of the year, and celebrates that long day. People gather with family and friends in the countryside, make crowns of flowers, dance around a tall decorated pole, sing old songs, and enjoy a big meal of pickled fish, new potatoes, and strawberries. Other important celebrations include Christmas, with its St. Lucia parades on December 13th, and Easter, when kids dress up like witches and go door to door for treats. Sweden has made a huge mark on the world with its design and music. Swedish design is known for being simple, plain, and useful. This directly shows the lagom idea. Think of IKEA, the huge furniture company that brought affordable Scandinavian design to homes everywhere. But it's not just furniture. It also includes clothes, glass items, and industrial designs. The style is clean, practical, and beautiful, focusing on natural materials and light colors. This look is deeply set in Swedish homes and public places, making a calm and orderly feeling. In the world of music, Sweden is a pop music powerhouse. For many years, it has been one of the biggest exporters of pop music per person, second only to the United States and the UK. The journey started with ABBA, the famous group that took over the world in the 1970s. Since then, a steady stream of Swedish artists, producers, and songwriters like Max Martin have been behind countless global hit songs for international superstars. From Roxette to Avicii and Swedish House Mafia, the country's influence on the global music scene is clear, showing that this quiet northern nation has a loud and powerful creative voice. Swedish food, also called husmanskost, is all about simple, filling dishes made with really good stuff from local farms. This food was made to help people get through long, cold winters. A lot of people around the world know Sweden for its meatballs, or köttbullar, but there's so much more to try. A classic plate of meatballs usually comes with gravy, boiled potatoes, lingonberry jam, and pickled cucumber. Another favorite is cured salmon, or gravad lax. It's sliced thin and often served with a sweet mustard and dill sauce. These dishes show what traditional Swedish cooking is all about: comforting, tasty, and really satisfying. Fish is a big part of what Swedes eat because the country has a long coastline and lots of lakes. Pickled herring or inlagged sill is a common food, especially during holidays like Midsummer, Christmas, and Easter. It comes in many flavors like mustard and onion or dill. You'll also find smoked salmon, fried herring, and creamy fish stews on a lot of menus. A super famous or maybe super stinky dish from the north is surströmming. This is fermented Baltic herring. It smells incredibly strong and is something you learn to like, but it's a unique experience for brave people. When it's time for a drink, Swedes have a few favorites. Coffee is, without a doubt, the most popular drink. Swedes drink a lot of coffee, and the fika culture means you can always find a good cup of coffee nearby. For drinks with alcohol, beer, or öl is very popular, and there are more and more local craft beers these days. When it comes to stronger drinks, the most traditional choice is snaps or aquavit. This is a flavored drink, often with caraway or dill, that's served cold in small glasses. People usually drink it during holiday meals, often with a traditional drinking song or snapsvisa. We can't talk about Swedish food without mentioning the smorgasbord. This is a buffet-style meal with a huge variety of hot and cold dishes. A typical smorgasbord will have different kinds of bread, butter, cheese, cold meats, meatballs, pickled herring, and salmon. It's a big meal that lets you try a little bit of everything. For dessert, you might find a princess cake or princess starta, which is a beautiful green cake covered in marzipan, or a simple but yummy apple crumble. Swedish food really shows off the country's nature and traditions. It's honest, simple, and delicious.